Hey y'all, it's Raizu here, and today we're back into Modulo Chapter 5.
So we're coming back to Tsurugi taking on this old first grader sorcerer guy because in
And
the
did he
previous chapter we saw
transform?
that the team was investigating this strange occurrence of this first grader who kept coming back year after year as like a facsimile of themselves. And once they went to go investigate it, they thought at first, oh, this is just a kid who saw his mom die and like accidentally created like this shikigami curse
His
technique out of
stand.
it, similar to what had happened with Akotsu and Rika. And that allowed him to like keep repeating the first grade as a way of like dealing with the trauma, I suppose. And as we'll come to find out in this chapter, that is partly true, but it's not a little kid. It's actually like this old guy
Oh
who is
man.
literally murdering
He's
families.
really.
I guess in
How
order
about
to
that?
take
No
their
teeth.
skin to fuel this curse technique so that he can keep being a
Dry
first grader
lips
over
too?
and
Oh
over.
no, use some
And
moisture.
in the very beginning of the chapter here, we're seeing this girl like calling to her mom
Water
because the
powers.
things in her room are like levitating. And at first, you're
Oh.
supposed to think like, oh, is her curse technique awakening or something? But I don't think that's what it is. I think it's what's going on with Maru, who we see
What
unconscious
happened?
here, and we'll come back to that at the end.
What
At
happened to
the end of the
Maru?
previous chapter, Maru was somehow like incapacitated by the old first
Oh.
grader sorcerer guy. And he's going to be MIA in this chapter until like the very last panel. So as we go through this chapter, we see a really great fight between Tsurugi and this old sorcerer. We find out that the name of this is Maternal Wraith's Fury
Mm,
Marmalade Boy.
That's his
But it
stendo.
essentially works with this guy having this Shikigami who like
A whole bunch of
defends him
needles. Or
autonomously and
pins.
uses like huge threading needles, can like manipulate his appearance using other people's flesh, as well
That's
as making like
weird.
other flesh
Oh,
puppets
yo, look at the like. This is that skin. He peeled it off right off the body, probably. That's disgusting.
for him using its skin or whatever flesh. But as they continue to fight, this old guy like starts to like repeat what he's saying in like a weird way, and it makes Tsurugi
Hmm.
think that he's essentially going senile or experiencing dementia or something like
I mean,
that.
he is old.
Which the verdict is
Don't put
still
it
out,
past him.
but it does seem like there's a bit of that going on here because this guy does appear to be very, very old. I guess that explains essentially what is ultimately happening here. It's as Tsurugi says, wait, the cause of this whole incident is an elderly curse user who just went senile and lost control? I mean, I guess that's what it is. I mean, he says that his name is Masaki Takeda in the previous chapter, and maybe that's the truth. I don't really know. But I guess the explanation of how this curse technique, Shikigami thing came to be is maybe the truth, because he said in the
Did
previous
he do
chapter,
more
three
than
years
just
ago, I
like
went
pit
home,
on
found my
other
mom on
people's
the floor.
skin
I didn't want
with
to
his
be in a
curse
different
technique?
class in the second grade, so I begged my mom to let me stay in the first grade forever. Mom became a ghost, and she made it so that I could be a first grader forever. I guess that's how it came to be, because that is what Takeda, Masaki, whatever, is
First grade
doing.
was
But
so
I don't
chill,
think it happened 3
man.
years
You
ago.
don't
It
have no
probably happened
homework, no
like 50
exams, no
years ago
nothing.
or something. Which, wow. If that is the case, then that means that he was around during the actual first series timeline. But continuing in the fight, we
I
see
mean, yeah, it
Tsurugi
probably
use
could
new
be.
Shadow Style Simple
He's
Domain
probably over 70
Maculation,
by now.
which I don't think we've seen that variant of it before. This is like a new variation of it. 60 years in the future, things have changed.
Maculation.
But Takeda observing this gives us some very valuable exposition because he says, hang on, is this brat from one of the big three clans? Of course, he's from the Zenin. So he's got a heavenly restriction that traded his cursed energy for incredible physical abilities. He uses the cursed energy channeled into his cursed tool to
Mm.
perform new shadow style. Pretty darn impressive. So I guess that's it. It's confirming that Tsurugi does have heavenly restriction. And I know
Okay,
that there's
okay.
probably been some translators or super hardcores or
Probably got it
Redditors
from
here that
Maki.
already
Makes
knew
sense.
this by directly translating the Japanese text for themselves. But going off of Viz, this is the first time I think it has been confirmed that he actually has heavenly restriction and not something in between or whatever. And the way that he's using simple domain maculation through the sword itself is kind of cheating. At least given the rules that Gege established in the first series. And that being said, since Gege did make the rules, he can just do whatever he wants with them. Because
It is
Takeda
true.
says he uses the cursed energy channeled into his cursed tool to perform new shadow style. Technically, you shouldn't be able to do that. If you have heavenly restriction, you shouldn't be able to manipulate cursed energy at all, even like through a tool.
This
You can
new
activate the tool because that's
Modulo is
how it
crazy.
works, but the tool also has like that fire ability into it. So that means that he is now going in between techniques in the sword. Like, how do you do that? Is there like a button you're pressing? I don't think so.
Like
I
he's not
guess
what
he's
fully
just doing what he
restricted or
wants
something.
because Gege changed the way that this works, I guess, maybe. And also, if you feel that I am wrong and stupid, please let me know in the comments. I'm not mad at it. I think it's awesome. I would love to see more of Heavenly Restriction users using Curse
RP
of Fate.
Toji,
That's why
man.
we all love Toji and I guess Maki to an extent. But the way that
The
Maculation
Maki in the
works is just
manga
how
and the
the
new season
other,
finna come out. She's gonna be
subdomains
tough.
that we've seen, such as like Miwas and Kusakabe's, like if you come into that domain, you essentially activate the auto trigger effect of it to where they're either gonna like slice you or defend against you or whatever. But with Tsurugi here, he's kind of doing both. Like once you enter it and it triggers the effect of it, he becomes so proficient that he's effortlessly fighting off both Takeda and Maternal Wraith's Fury, which I guess is the name of this Shikigami. Then after that, we see a curtain is activated to cover this area, and it is Mino activating it, which is funny because in the previous chapter we were saying like, oh, I guess he's just the replacement for Ichiji, and yeah, he is. He's just the assistant manager. Also, it's been called an auxiliary manager, but they essentially have like the same purpose. Then Yuka comes in, hits him with her curse
Biting
technique,
twist.
question mark, you know, the claws thing
Oh
that she
yeah.
does. Then they both team up in this really well drawn sequence where they just go at him, double teaming him,
Getting
messing him
jumps.
up, but he's still able to fight back from this because it goes back to one of the other abilities that we were talking about earlier where he can make like a puppet using the flesh that he has gathered with the flesh stuffings of the Maternal Wraith's Fury. Catching them off guard with this, he's able to like stab Yuka in the shoulder, and it's like, I really want to see Yuka like thrive in this series. I don't know,
I
for
wanna
some
see
reason
her
I like
like
her as a
crash
character. I
out.
think she has a lot of
She gotta be
potential,
tough
but
like
so
Maki.
far she's really being held back. I guess there's time for that, right? She will have her comeuppance, but right now it's like Tsurugi is just dominating everything. And that's fine too, Tsurugi's great. But after that, for some reason Takeda just decides, you know, I'm gonna bounce out of here. I lost a few marbles from my arithmetic set, so I gotta go home and look for them. This could be just him being senile or whatever, or he's just feels that this isn't a fight that he can really win right now. But
I mean, he's
as he's
getting
about to
jumped.
leave,
Oh,
we come
Maru
back to Maru on the
with the
ground
one
whose
eye.
third eye
Third eye.
opens, and suddenly things start levitating. And it goes back to the first panel. I
The
think this
water.
is just a neighbor in
Oh,
that vicinity experiencing the first effects of Maru's ability.
his
Now, I
yeah.
don't think this is his curse technique because he said his curse technique was like helping you find what's dearest to you or whatever. You know, he says it in the first
So
chapter.
what kind of
This
ability could
seems
this
to be
be?
tied to his third eye, which is like a Sumerian thing. So the Sumerians probably have like telekinesis to some extent because we saw
Yeah,
that he
telekinesis
blasted
makes sense.
that child kidnapper guy in the first chapter with it. So this is probably an extension of that. And it's even possible that this might be some kind of unconscious defense mechanism because he doesn't really seem awake yet, unless he is about to wake up and then do something. But also this ties into him activating his abilities, which are linked to his brother Cross. And he didn't want to do that because if Cross figures out what's going on here, he's going to know that, oh, Maru got messed up. Maybe we can't trust the humans anymore, which is nonsensical because they know that they're going on these missions to fight against bad people or the
So
cursed
Cross should just
usually.
like
So
experience
yeah,
it for
Maru is
himself.
going to get his hands dirty a little bit, but it's like, oh, if anything happens, if anything remotely happens, we got to kill the humans or we got to go to war with the humans. And it's like, if it's that sensitive, that's kind of nonsensical, but I'm sure there's going to be some kind of checks and balances to this. It is only the 5th chapter. If we do see
It's
a war,
super
it won't
early
happen
on.
until like chapter 20. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what Maru's going to do here with his implied Sumerian abilities. Oh, and also, if you were curious what this is, it's been in the background of my videos for a while.
No.
They share this now.
Okay, I saw. I want to know, like, I want to know more about his telekinesis. If that's the only ability for his third eye, or if he has more with the third eye. And does his brother also have that? Is it every Sumerian has telekinesis if they have a third eye? Like, what's going on with that? I do want to see Yuka. I want to see her fight more and really see her go off. Like, uh, the sword person is. I forgot his name already. I'm blinking like crazy. But if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.